right, we are going to watch a movie on the War of 1812. I'm going to give you all a little break. We've had a big day. I need to get this down. I know. Hopefully my virtual students can see it fairly well. Is that going to be in the way? Maybe just feel it. That's not in your way, is it? Oh, all right, I need talking to stop. We are Star. Thank you. I do not want to hear any talking. I'm not going to start it until it is quiet in here, please. Star. Okay. One of these before.
Yes.
Some laughing going on.
Here are some exciting scenes from today's episode of Liberty's Kids.
Have mercy, sir. That Yankee Beach Jones is on his way.
We're in danger, Sarah. We can't trust this pirate. He'd as soon have our heads as breakfast. When the time comes, we'll do what's right.
Whatever the cost of liberty, Miss Phillips, I will pay it. It's win or die. You have one more chance, Miss Phillips. England or freedom.
Sir, we're carrying too much canvas.
That fishing smack said John Paul Jones is stalking these waters. I'll weather a gale running across that Yankee scoundrel.
But, sir,
We're a half day from England, and my goodness, sir, I need to get home. Look out! It's coming down! Watch out!
Doctor, I have amusing news about Captain Jean-Paul Jones.
Indeed, Foreign Minister. My sources say he is plucking the British lion's whiskers.
Oui, at their very door. He raids their towns and snaps up their ships. They call him a criminal.
Let us hope that great crimes bring great rewards.
What angers them most is the name he gave his ship. He named her after the French name of your amusing little book, Poor Richard's Almanac.
Ah, le Maxime du Bonhomme Richard.
Wreckage in the water! To larboard!
Here you are, miss. How's our guest, Dr. Brooke?
A good deal better than when I arrived. Captain...
John Paul Jones. At your service, Miss,
Sarah Phillips.
Very well, Sarah Phillips. We shall get you your dry clothes and some hot food and discuss just what I'm going to do with you.
Oh,
Might you be a wee bit hungry after your adventure, Miss Phillips?
I feel badly about taking your cabin, Captain Jones.
Oh, you've done me an honor, Miss Phillips. It's not every first lieutenant who has his captain as a roommate.
But I must caution you, my friends. We've brought aboard Bonhomme Richard, a daughter of our enemy.
Bonhomme Richard? You named your ship in honor of Benjamin Franklin?
My friend and patron,
And mine, sir.
Sarah Phillips. The journalist. You've a keen way with a pen, young lady. Perhaps you will honor our expedition with a story.
Please forgive me, Captain Jones. I've given up my writing.
Indeed. May I ask why?
You set a fine table, Captain.
So the ship's an old East Indiaman. 900 tons of rotting timber. These 18-pound cannons were condemned by the French Navy, and I fear the cruise is cast off as the ship and weapon. There are Americans, Irish, Scotch, French, Swedish, Norwegian, Portuguese, East Indian, Royal Navy deserters, and a few not sure where they come from. Not to mention a hold full of British guests.
You English prisoners aboard?
200 of them. These men were taken from captured ships, Miss Phillips.
What do you intend to do with them?
Sarah? Sarah Phillips?
Alec!
You know this man?
Since I could barely walk. Alex Spencer, son of my father's gamekeeper.
I'm sure you two have much to discuss. If you'll excuse me.
By heavens, Sarah, to see you here.
Not the same knobby-kneed girl you taught to ride a horse.
But how'd you end up in this nest of vipers?
I was shipwrecked coming home from America.
Had enough of those ruddy rebels, had you?
Are they treating you well?
Well enough. But with your help, it could get better. We're in spitting distance of home with a hold full of able British seamen.
You mean help you escape?
Of course. You want to strike a blow for England, don't you?
Of course I do.
Good lass. When the time comes, you'll do what's right.
Alec, I must go.
All ships have answered our signal but one, sir.
Aye, Alliance leaving us again. It's mutiny, sir. Clap that captain in irons. I wish that I could, Mr. Dale. But unfortunately, I command by consent. He's within his rights.
Sail ho! 4 points about the beam!
us too. You must think we're British. Let's aid his confusion. Raise the British flag, Mr. Dale.
What is it, Captain? What is happening?
I'm about to turn my quarterdeck into a theatre. And you and that ballet costume, Miss Phillips, had better get below. Let me understand this. Your master, Sir John Anstruther, has sent you to borrow black powder.
That's right, sir. He's got cannon and shot, but no powder. Have mercy, sir. That Yankee beast Jones is on his way.
Is he now?
You may depend on it, sir. With a convoy stuck in Bridlington Bay, waiting for the wind to shift.
Mr. Dale, give this gentleman what he needs to protect himself from that pirate, Jones. Then get him off my ship and make for Bridlington Bay.
We've got to save the convoy. We're in danger, Sarah. We can't trust this pirate. He'd as soon have our heads as breakfast.
Captain Jones seems like a man of honor.
Honor. Ask him about the towns he's attacked. The merchant sailors. English sailors like me who'll never see home again. Ask him.
By attacking England, I hope to make the British even more weary of war. So they will surrender to us our freedom, and every ship looking for me is one fewer to burn Boston or Philadelphia.
But you were born British.
I was born a Scot, Miss Phillips. British by the point of a sword.
The Royal Navy will hunt you with 100 ships. They will hang you as a pirate.
Aye, it may come to that. But America has been my favourite country since I first saw it at the age of 13. It's a land that values people for themselves, not how big their houses are, or whether they have the title Lord before their names. Whatever the cost of liberty, Miss Phillips, I will pay it. But what of you, child? Why were you headed back to England?
It is my home, Captain Jones.
Indeed, you were born there. And why do you no longer wish to write for Dr. Franklin's newspaper?
I cannot write what I do not believe in.
Forgive me, Miss Phillips, but you strike me as someone who believes in liberty. Perhaps even as strongly as I do.
You don't understand, Captain Jones. My father and the violence. All the pain I've seen. I'm so confused.
I think I do understand, lass. But there comes a time in every life when one must decide what one stands for. Consider yours wisely.
Sir, we sighted the convoy.
HMS Cerberus. How many guns on her, Mr. Dale?
I make at least 50, sir. About 20 18-pounders with our 6. She can outshoot and outsail us. We can't fight that monster, sir.
Make for Cerberus, Mr. Dale. I intend going into harm's way. Fly British colours, Mr. Dale. We must get them to hold their fire as long as possible. Signal our other ships to engage the convoy. It'll be safer below. Barely.
Ready, lads! Get ready to run out! Look lively!
What ship is that? Answer or I shall be forced to fire in the O.
Answer will sink before I lower our flag, sir.
Has your ship surrendered?
Please, Captain Jones, stop this madness.
I have not yet begun to fight.
Fire!
Fire! He's hammering us to pieces. We must get close to him.
But how? She can sail circles round us.
We'll use our wits, Mr. Dale. Lay on all the canvas you carry.
He's running away! After him!
He took the bait. Hard over.
Blasting!
Long lead! Well done, my brave lads. We have her now. Throw grappling irons. Run her up, lads, then aim for our mainmast.
Over 3 hours and still at it.
If that Yankee pirate isn't stopped, no town on the coast will be safe.
With safety, sir, will come with peace. If these wretches want liberty, let them go and be done with it.
Hello? What's that?
The Alliance is back, sir. She's coming to our aid.
We've got them now, lads. She's turning broadside. She's attacking us.
The Alliance is sailing away.
Sir, water's rising down below.
Alec!
Sarah, I knew you'd come.
We're in sight of England. But Alec, the battle is horrible.
We'll put it into Captain Jones. There. Go. Let us out. England needs your help, Sarah. Don't let her down. Come on, men. The ship is ours.
Now it's our turn.
First man out of that hatch deals with me. Did you do this?
You said I'd have to choose.
I fight for freedom and liberty. Is your heart truly on the side of the oppressors?
Fight. Your guns are gone, and what's left of this ship's sinking right under you.
Then man the pumps. It's win or die. You have one more chance, Miss Phelps. England or freedom. Choose.
Sarah!
I'm sorry, Alec. But I must stand for freedom. I know that now.
Think about it, Sarah. Because there's no turning back.
Captain Jones, I would like to help with the pumps. And if you want to survive, you'll help too.
Take her to the pumps, Mr. Dale.
We are beaten, then.
First 5 men come with me. The rest of you, stay below.
Now serve our cause with your eyes and your pen.
British sailors fled as the brave crew of the Bonham
surrender? No, sir. I haven't as yet thought of it, but I'm determined to make you strike your colors.
An American lad climbed from the rigging of the Bonhomme Richard to the rigging of the Serapis. Directly above the enemy, he tossed a grenade into an open hatch of the Serapis' deck. The grenade landed where the Serapis stored her gunpowder. The mainmast of the Serapis splintered, crippling the great warship. Finally, the captain of the British ship had had enough.
Cease fire!
The great battle between the Bonhomme Richard and Serapis was over.
I could not take a sword from one who fought so gallantly.
Sorry to report, sir. The water's rising. We can't save the Bonhomme Richard.
She was a cast-off ship with a cast-off crew, Miss Phillips. Yet she beat the best. And she was mine.
They say that Captain Pearson might be knighted for his gallant fight.
If I have the good fortune to fall in with him again, I'll make him a lord. What will you do now, Miss Phillips?
The hardest thing I've ever done. Face my mother and tell her I'm an American. And you, Captain Jones, help me decide to do that. You wouldn't give up, like General Washington, Dr. Franklin, and so many others devoted to freedom. You inspired me, Captain Jones.
Miss Phillips, I shall look forward to many new articles under your name.
All right. So, hold on, let me turn this on. So the Battle of 1812 is predominantly a battle of shipping rights. So you remember France and England were in a battle. They were warring, and they were not allowing trade to occur for other countries. So that is what this was all about. As you can see, this is all about battles with amongst ships. And the majority of 1812 was just that. It's about shipping rights, trading rights, rights of routes of the ocean. So a lot of it was fought on the ocean with ships. So we will learn more about that. Yeah, that's quite. Those ships were a lot different than the ships we have now, aren't they? Very different. Well, what's that?
They were made from wood, and ours are made from steel.
Yeah, ours are. I think are a little more sturdy now than they were back then.
One glass of a cannon, and they're finished with.
Yeah, it was. But it's interesting to see how. So as we progress on learning more about it, remember that it was about, a lot of it was about trading. What is trading again? What is trading? M.
Trading something for money.
Yeah, you're trading goods. And how did we get goods from the United States to France, or England, or Spain, or the Caribbean? Helen? Yeah, there were no airplanes, no Amazon, no UPS. So it was all done by shipping. Yeah. So and then what happens if trade routes get destroyed or people can't trade? What does that mean for that particular country? That is what happened to the United States. What happens when we can't trade? Tyson?
We can't pay our debts.
Yes. We lose lots of money. So tensions were rising. England and France are fighting. England would not allow us to trade with France. France would not allow us to trade with England. And so there was all this tension, all this anger that is building up and building up and building up. And as you saw, that is a lot of battling started on these ships. Because what is it? Well, what's a convoy? They talked about a convoy. The convoy of ships. What does that mean? These are all words. Yes, Tyson.
A fleet.
Yes. What is a fleet?
It is a group, so if they get attacked, they would have other ships to fight with.
Yes. So, a convoy is a group of ships that would travel together. Why would you travel together if you were on the ocean? What would be the purpose of traveling with a group of ships versus just you as one? Grayson.
Then you just have more ships if you get attacked, and then you have like
You have what?
you have like backup ships.
Yes, you have help. Because not only is there friction between England and France and the United States, you also have pirates out there who are attacking and who would take hostages and would steal all of your goods. So there's a lot of danger out in the high seas. Yes, Tyson?
Safety in numbers.
Safety in numbers, precisely. Precisely. And you saw that as the ship was, they were in trouble and they said the Allies are coming. That means that is people who are helping them. So safety in numbers, indeed, was an important aspect of maritime life. If you were and often ships would travel on their own, but it was always smart to have a convoy because then you would have protection. Because do you think these ships will go fast? No. What would happen to these ships if you're out in the middle of the ocean and it's a really calm day and you don't have a wind? James. You what? Yeah, you can't move. They didn't have engines. Those big giant sails helped them move because they would catch the wind and that's what helped them move. If they hit a calm day with no wind, they really weren't going to go that fast. Then they'd be in trouble. They'd have to fix it.
They should probably have paddles on board.
Well, they did, but it would be very difficult to paddle a ship that large. They did. There were some old ships like that they did have these long oars that people would man on the underside of the ship. That would not be a fun job. At all. Yes, Helen.
I don't think there are there still pirates in the...
There are. There are some areas of the world where they still have pirates.
Are we one of them?
No. No, we are not pirates. But no, there are still, you don't hear from them as much. 10 years ago, you heard much more about pirates. But yeah, there are still pirates. Yes, Grayson.
I have a comment.
Yes.
Once I went somewhere, I don't remember where it was, and I think I saw a pirate ship. Where was it?
Well, it would.
It looked like a wood ship with a lot of sails, and I saw like a skull and bones on one of the...
Well, it's probably not a real pirate ship, but it was probably a ship.
Probably just like a ride.
Yes, I was going to say it was probably a ride that you could take.
That'd be creepy.
There are still plenty of boats that have sails. But they also have engines and motors that help them propel themselves forward if they don't have wind. But they still do have the big sail ships, which are beautiful, that you can still ride on. But I don't know if that's a good question, if pirates today have the cross and bone flag. They might. But it probably was like a tourist, a ship that you could ride. But you never know. Maybe you saw a ship of pirates. Arr. Yes, Cole. Let Cole talk.
My uncle, he was on a boat, and it was like a big kind of houseboat, and he was like in the middle of the ocean, and he went to sleep, and when he woke up, half his stuff was stolen.
Oh, that would happen. Have to be careful. Olivia.
I brought it to school. I have a little, the little figurine. It's a pirate. Let me see it.
There we go, a pirate. Arr. Yes, Tyson.
I wonder if they have steel ships or just the old wooden ships.
Modern pirates? They probably have steel ships. The pirates now, well, essentially a pirate is someone who sails on the oceans and steals and robs, and that's basically what they still do. They still are, they rob, like that could have been, they don't walk around with patches on their eyes and hooks and so forth, but they're still called pirates. Or parrots with a pirate. All right, any other questions? Yes, Helen.
Do the pirates still have parrots?
I have no idea.
It's like that
Probably not. I don't even know if that could have been just a stereotype of a pirate with a parrot perched on his shoulder. Oftentimes they'd have a monkey. If you watch the Pirates of the Caribbean, Captain Barossa had a monkey. So I mean, there's all kinds of stereotypes of pirates that are fun, and they're kind of mythological, not necessarily true, but we have these images of pirates. So yes,
like the parrot and the Superbook Jonah.
yes. So we will be discussing more of the 1812 war. It was a war that lasted about 2 years. And it was a war that predominantly was fought. Well, it was fought because of shipping rights, trading routes, being able to freely trade without being attacked on the ocean by either the Brits or the French, or even us. I mean, when it was a battle, we were fighting too, obviously. So that is what 1812 is mostly about. Yes, Helen?
If they're still pirates, do they still, do they have gold and, stuff in their ship?
I don't know.
What do they steal?
I don't know a pirate, so I don't know. I mean, all I know is there are pirates that still attack ships. It's not common, but there are still pirates.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Interesting fact about those parrots. So while there were no accounts of them having pet parrots, they were very valuable because they were trading animals at that time, and so pirates.
So hence the parrots and the monkeys and all of that.
Collect those for money.
Aha. Well, pirates pretty much did everything for money.
Right.
But that's an interesting fact. So they didn't necessarily have a parrot or a monkey or an animal as a pet. They probably stole them and were going to trade them to make money. Because that's what a pirate is mostly. Pirates are all about robbing. Like Cole was saying, his uncle got robbed. So let's say it was a pirate. A pirate would steal, and then they would trade and make money. The profit's great because they never had to pay for it because they stole it. And that's what makes them a pirate. They steal, they trade, and they make money off of somebody else's goods. Yes, Gabe. Yes. I can't see you that well back there with the reflection from the window. Yes,
How would they get on, their ship?
They would attack. Like you saw in this movie, that the ships attack other ships, they board, they steal, and they leave. And hopefully without too many casualties. Yes, Luke.
If I was in one of those pirate sword fight things
where would you run to when you're on a ship?
Just swim.
If you're in the middle of the ocean.
He's one of those little like robots. Yeah, I didn't see
You'd have to go really, really fast. Oh my goodness.
What if they had a pistol and some of your ship
Well, they always had, the pirates always carried guns. So yeah, that was never an issue, that they didn't have gunpowder. All right, yes. We need, gosh, time flies. Yes, Helen.
Do pirates still have cannons?
We are so fixated. I don't know. Probably not.
They probably have tanks.
Friends, I don't really know anything about pirates today. I just know that they exist. They are not as numerous as they used to be back in the day of what we're talking about, 1812 and before. Do you want to hear a really cool bit of information that is true?
Yeah.
My last name by marriage, my husband is a Reed, R-E-A-D. One of the first pirates, the first female pirates, was someone by the name of Mary Reed, and that is a relative of my husband. So I have a pirate in my family. Arr, Mary Reed. And ironically, my husband's aunt is named Mary Reed. But that's not, she's not the pirate. But if you look up, if you look up Mary Reed, R-E-A-D, just like my name is spelt, she was a real pirate. She was, I think, one of the first female pirates. I don't know if I should be proud of that heritage or not, but that it's not mine per se, it's my husband's. So,